Well, welcome back. As companies weigh a post-pandemic future, there are growing conversations about what the workday would look like. Go back to the office full-time, work from home, or some sort of hybrid model. What about a shorter work week? Iceland has done some research on this, and public sector employees took part in two large trials working 35 to 36 hours a week for the same pay. The result? Worker well-being increased dramatically. Less burnout and stress, the same or more productivity, and best of all, a happier workforce. Well, our business correspondent Clare Sebastian joins us from New York with more on this trial. Claire, who would not want this? The same pay and less hours, and productivity either the same or improved.
Yeah, it seems like a no-brainer, Lynda. You did point out this was just the public sector in Iceland, but it was a very large study. Previously, we've really only seen this concentrated within individual companies. This was, two studies that took place between 2015 and 2019, run by the Reykjavik City Council, another one run by the Icelandic government. A wide range of workplaces, not just offices, everything from sort of government departments, tax services, child protective services, a police station, preschools, all different kinds of jobs. They all saw their hours cut back, and when they tallied the results, and they collected a lot of data along the way, they found increased benefits to things like people being able to spend more time with family, even increased equality in the home, men apparently contributing more to household tasks. And in terms of the workplaces themselves, it was either neutral or an improvement when it comes to productivity. And the one thing that's really interesting about this study is what's happened since then. I spoke to Will Strong. He's one of the directors at Autonomy who co-authored this study. And he told me what they've seen in Iceland since these studies ended.
Trade unions agreed new working contracts basically for 86% of the country's workforce. And those working contracts included reductions of hours. They could be 1, 2, 3 hours to reduce. So not a huge amount, but it's basically a roadmap towards a much shorter working week. Or those contracts allow for new mechanisms for negotiating shorter working hours. So the whole working culture in Iceland really has seen a huge shift in the conversation around what is good work, what's best practice work.
And I think this is a conversation, Lynda, that we're having sort of across the board. It started before the COVID-19 pandemic, but it's really been accelerated by this as we've seen people sort of able to adapt their lives, work remotely, perhaps even a hybrid approach, as you suggested. I think it's worth pointing out that Autonomy that ran this study, they actually advocate for things like a shorter work week, so not 100% neutral in this case, but certainly it is something that we see workplaces considering, and especially particularly in the US, where we see such a tight, sort of jobs market where employees are able to pick and choose. This is something they could be looking for.
Yeah, certainly incredible, and no doubt a lot of interest in it. And not surprising that Iceland is always at the very top of those happiest scales when you look at other countries around the world. Clare Sebastian in New York, thank you. Well, football fans are waiting to see a major showdown between Argentina and Brazil in the Copa America final in the coming day. All eyes will be on football superstar Lionel Messi in what could be his last chance to win an international title for Argentina. Well, Alex Thomas is here to explain a bit about just how big a deal this is, because it's a very big weekend of sport for you.
It is huge, and we've got all eyes on the Euro 2020 final here in London between England and Italy. But it's an equally big Copa America final a day earlier in the famous